Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Murugan, your PSM faculty. The INICET exam is now over. So NEET exam is in the corner. Okay, so date has been declared. So March 3rd, tentatively 2024, the exam is going to be. In this video, what we are going to see is that, so what is the trend of NEET paper last 3 years? And also INICET exam, okay, what is the trend in the last 4 papers? 2 years INICET NEET exam is trend. Let us see for the last 3 years. 3 years related. So how the questions are being asked, okay, which topics. So just giving some outline for that should be helpful for your NEET exam. Now we'll start with the NEET PG 2021. Okay, roughly if you see here, roughly we have this around 20 questions will be there roughly. So around 18 to usually some 20 questions will be there. These are the topics. Okay, so these are the topics. Okay, they cover most of the topics from the book. So communicable disease, occupational health, environment, nutrition we have. Okay, topics from MCH, demography, biomedical waste, health programs, okay, epidemiology, vaccine. They cover most of the topics. So these are the areas. Okay, in recent years, we feel that more questions are coming from nutrition actually. This is 2021. Now let us see NEET PG 2022. If you see, okay, this somewhat even distribution will be there. Okay, only communicable disease more 4 questions, and that overlaps with other subjects also. And we have this concept of health and disease, non-communicable disease. We had nutrition. So this here also somewhat even distribution of questions. We can't say that any particular topic is having huge weightage here. Communicable disease means it's very vast actually. It starts from respiratory, intestinal, arthropod, okay, zoonotic infection, and we have the surface infection, so covers a wide area. So let us see the recent one, NEET PG 2023. Predominant of questions were asked in nutrition and communicable disease. Communicable disease, nutrition overlaps with other subjects. Okay, for example, niacin, letharism, we had 2 questions. Niacin, every last 3 years we are having questions about niacin. We are having questions. This year we had question on thiamine. Okay, that overlaps with other subject also. And communicable disease, okay, certain questions overlaps with other subject also. Communicable disease, predominantly in communicable disease, which area they are focusing is the respiratory infections. Okay, respiratory infections usually get bulk of the questions. So out of these 6 questions, probably 4 or 5 questions came from respiratory infection. So these are the areas. Okay, as far as NEET PG is concerned, okay, that is important. Okay, so if you see the video, okay, so what is the overall pattern? Okay, if you see the video, it covers, okay, most of the topics from the book. So we have this most of the topics. So which book? Preferably this is only one book. As a UG student we follow, this is textbook of PARC, okay, which most of you probably have not read properly. They cover most of the topics from the book. If you see a trend here, then there is no questions from biostatistics and screening for the last 3 years in NEET exam. Okay, no question. NEET exam, there is no question from biostatistics, okay, and as well as screening. Okay, before that, before 2021, okay, there used to be 5 questions probably in 2020 exam. Biostatistics we had some 5 questions, but last 3 years there is no questions from biostatistics and screening. Okay, hopefully that changes. Okay, more questions from nutrition and infection. Okay, all are more clinical scenario based questions in terms of nutritional deficiency. Okay, what they have given the disease and they asked what type of nutritional deficiency. Similarly, infections also, it's more of clinical scenario based question. There is the less number of straightforward simple direct questions they are reducing, and they are asking more clinical scenario based infection. So last time we had on scenario based on chickenpox, okay, vaccine isolation based on that. We had a question on complex spots in measles, and rubella we had a question, and clinical scenario based TB we had a question. So if both sputum negative and X-ray looks positive, okay, so what is the next step? Like that scenario based question. And calculations are less. Okay, last 3 years we have not seen much calculation, and they don't ask numbers directly now. These are the trend now. These are the trend I'm saying. may not be as of now. They are last 3 years, no, not much numericals. Calculations were not there in NEET exam. Before that they used to ask calculations. Right. Limited image based questions. Okay, so probably we had some 1 or 2 questions only. So maybe a nutritional deficiency, or may they have shown a, that is asked as a image based question, maybe an entomology question. So as such, there's a limited numerical as well as image based question. Questions overlap with other subjects. So community medicine, that includes every subject. If you take its pediatrics, okay, OG related, okay, so biochemistry, nutrition, okay, so it covers most of the areas, so it overlaps with other subjects, fine. And mostly, what is the trend I'm saying? Most of the questions from the textbooks. So if you see the textbook, Park or any other textbook, most of the questions are being asked. We have not seen in NEET exam, very rarely recent updates. Okay, what is the current trend? Tell me the values of SRS. Okay, NFHS data. No such values are not being asked. No such recent trends or updates or latest updates. Okay, that has been asked there. So I feel that if you are thorough in your subject, that it should cover the whole topic questions. And except 10% of questions, okay, I feel that in NEET exam 90% of questions are answered except 10%. Okay, so 5 to 10% will be there in every exam. For NEET exam, one or two questions will be there. That is very difficult questions. Okay, right? It is asked in textbook of Park. It's the last exam. We had a question of Colombo plan. Okay, so we don't know what it is. Okay, so it is there in the textbook. It is there in the textbook. So such type of questions will be asked. Okay, so previous exam, applied nutrition program, which international health agency used, like that questions it will be there, somewhat asked in deeper from the text itself they will ask. So these are the trends of NEET exam. So if you are planning for NEET exam, so keep those things in mind in PSM. Okay, so stick on to your notes, whatever notes you are following, stick on to your notes, read it, repeat, revise it. So go through the previous year question, that usually helps. The previous year questions or previous year topics, that is part of this exam. Fine. Next, let us see this INICET exam. So INICET also, there will be some amount of overlapping will be there. Okay, fine. So INICET May 2022. Okay, so apart from overlapping, I am sticking on to what is relevant to community medicine. I am including. So communicable disease, we had a question on epidemiology, vaccines. We had a question. Okay, fine. Next, so INICET November 2022. So for last 4 exams we are seeing. Okay, so here we get questions from biostatistics, we get questions from screening, vaccines, we get questions. Okay, again communicable disease, more weightage is given. The communicable disease is a very vast area and we have a lot of trends will be there, recent updates will be there. So that is being included here. INICET this May 2023, if you see, we had some, this paper, I feel that the little difficult paper. Okay, because it's more question on biostatistics, lot of new areas have been asked. Even screening, calculation of kappa statistics was asked, and it's very difficult to do that the exam day. And we have epidemiology, again communicable disease and vaccine. These are the areas usually biostat, screen, communicable disease. This one, the recent INICET exam, okay, compared to previous exam, as such community medicine questions are very less, but it overlaps with other subjects, maybe psychiatry, maybe with other subjects it overlaps this year exam. Okay, fine. Now, so we had limit again biostatistics, we have screening, vaccines, communicable disease and health programs. Okay, these are the usual areas we cover. So what is the overall analysis? What is the overall analysis? The focus is more on communicable disease. Okay, the main area, it's a vast area. They cover especially some updates. Okay, that includes program changes regarding diseases that they ask, and biostatistics questions are there regularly, and we had questions from study designs. If there are recent years, the question on epidemiology is predominantly study designs, whether it's a case control study, cohort study, nested case control study, or they are asking in terms of what are the reporting guidelines. These are the areas. And screenings, okay, the last exam they asked kappa statistic, this year they asked interpretation of kappa statistic. Image based questions we are getting from entomology. For the past 2-3 exams we are getting the heart tick we had, okay, trombiculid mite we had. So this entomology they are asking. Problems and calculations were part of the exam. So compared to NEET exam where there is not much problems, and but this exam, the problems are being asked in the exam. Okay, and as usual, topics overlap with other subjects. Okay, we have some other subjects, the topic overlaps. NEET exam, not much emphasis on updates, but here emphasis on updates, especially diseases. A few years back, Nipah virus outbreak was there. Similarly, life cycle of Nipah virus was asked. Whatever the updates, okay, whatever the changes are happening in terms of program point of view, the questions are being regularly asked. So 25 to 30% of questions are tougher actually. Okay, so every year the questions around, if 10 questions are there, 2 to 3 questions, maybe 4 questions, they comes from newer topics, and it is really tough. Okay, this exam is to filter the students. The newer areas they are asking, newer areas, especially in last few years, the questions they are being asked. For example, last exam kappa statistics was a really tough question, not this one, the previous May exam. Some biostatistics questions were there, that is really tough, okay, for students. As you see that this is the difference between a NEET exam pattern as well as INICET exams, okay, as far as PSM is concerned. Okay, so you can plan accordingly. Okay, so if you are studying for NEET exam, okay, certain areas you can concentrate, but if you are planning for INICET, you have to go in deeper, okay, certain topics in terms of program apart from your regular preparation. So you can focus on communicable disease, what is the recent updates in diseases, some additional topics in terms of biostatistics, some additional topics in terms of screening. Okay, so this you can focus more. Okay, fine. So hope this video is helpful to you. Okay, see you soon in some other video. Thank you guys. Thanks for listening.